Welcome to the Hypothetical Nonsense podcast. Today we talk about wreaths, we talk about slidges, we talk about candy, we talk about Santa Claus, we talk about Christmas, we talk about Jesus Christ, and things that we should not say together.
Enjoy. Sorry about that, fellas. I don't have a trained ear.
That's okay. I ran a train. Welcome back to the Hypothetical Nonsense Podcast, where today we're going to be talking about chicken. We talked about roosters. We talked about chicken.
We haven't talked about anything yet.
Thank you for watching the Hypothetical Nonsense Podcast. We talked about chicken. We talked about apples. We talked about chicken. We talked about fish. We talked about ramen. We talked about lettuce. We talked about James. And talk about it.
And scene.
Welcome back to the Hypothetical Nonsense
How are we going to
Podcast.
say
Today we
and
talked about
begin
apples.
talking again? All right.
We're sponsored.
Okay. And we got it.
Okay, what are we
Welcome
talking
back
about
to
today?
Today is
Oh my
Christmas,
gosh.
right? The day that this comes out, or is it the
No,
day
it's
before?
not.
I'm gonna throw up.
Nope. It's 11/7, December.
Can I just set the stage for the vibes today? Because both Will and I are brain dead.
Did you just hear what came out of Sammie?
What did you just say?
You say we're brain dead.
I didn't hear what he said. What did Sammie say?
I didn't say anything crazy, actually. I didn't.
Okay.
Okay. Can we be fucking normal?
Can we be serious?
No,
for
Welcome
5
back
Here's
to the
the thing.
Hypothetical Nonsense.
Will and I are like, I would say, experiencing a certain level of brain damage
Yeah.
because Minecraft potions. But you are
Yeah.
you are normal. You're just taking advantage of this, I feel like.
I got me for further now. Do you not understand me?
I genuinely have brain damage
Caroline,
today.
look at me.
What?
Aber favorite Fibber?
I'm not having a
don't-
stroke. You can't convince me I'm having a stroke.
What's that behind you?
Don't do this. I could be gaslit today. I'm vulnerable. I'm raw today.
Everything is flying.
Oh. I ate too many Minecraft potions. I watched too many documentaries that were very upsetting last
And I
night.
ate a lot of mochi.
And you ate. Okay. Yesterday, Will comes over and I have mochi from Whole Foods, so it's fucking expensive. And I eat one, and I was like, "Oh, would you like one?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Actually, do you mind if I have another?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can have two." And then
No, you handed me the box. I'm like, yeah, help yourself.
No. I gave
So
you.
I ate the rest.
No, and which I'm totally okay with. It's just funny because I thought that you would leave at least one, but then when he handed me back the box and I went to look to see how many was left, gone.
I like how
All of them were gone.
I told him he could have two, turned into, yeah, help yourself. And then Will ate fucking all of them.
I was okay. By the way, I was totally okay with that. I was like, if he's hungry, he's hungry. It's fine. Because
Yeah,
I've eaten your mochi.
they don't feed him at home.
No, but
I'll buy you new one.
I've eaten your mochi, so I was like, it's totally fine. But I just thought, like, you would have. I don't know. Like, I would always leave one because
I
I'm
thought
embarrassed.
about
I would
that.
have shame.
I thought leaving one was kind of disrespectful. Like, really, you're gonna leave one? You might, and so I ate all.
You
of
know
it.
what's worse? Wait, actually, this is a great thought experiment. You know what's worse than leaving one? Eating all of them.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't have any.
Okay, what if I
No.
left half of one?
If you, that would have been so funny.
What if I took a bite of the last
Or you
one?
spit on
and
it.
put it back.
That would have been considerate. I would have been like, oh, so it would have shown me that you were so fucked up, but still not fucked up enough. You were still considerate. I would have been like, oh, he was sick last night. He was disabled
You
last
wouldn't
night.
blame it on me. You'd blame it on the Minecraft.
On the
potions.
Minecraft
Blame it on the
potions.
ocean. Blame it on.
Eve. So
Blame it on the creeper.
we-
Blame it on the
let's-
skelly.
there's a reason that Caroline's wearing a Santa Claus hat.
And I'm wearing a cherry scrabber.
And
why?
Yeah, you're wearing a
wolf.
Yeah,
Can't tame me.
Every time of year, I got that wolf in me. Yes.
Can we get into the episode?
We're gonna play Christmas, but actually,
What?
Christmas. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of I kind of lost my mind when I made this game.
When did you do this? Last night?
Yeah. And I
Okay.
haven't looked at it since.
Well, I think aren't all of them made the night prior?
Yes.
So
yes,
But I knew I knew your
last night
state of
was-
mind last night. I knew where you let's just say that he finished all my mochi and didn't think about it. So this is going to be
there-
interesting. Welcome to Christmas from hell.
Welcome to Christmas from hell.
I knew it.
To Christmas from hell.
Quite frankly, if the devil came came to Georgia and the devil sounded like that with the speech impediment and everything, it would be genuinely
He's
disturbing.
got smoker's cough.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, he sounds insecure. That's why he's the devil, because he has a speech impediment.
Well, welcome to Christmas. Oh shit, sorry.
You think the devil's popular in hell, or is he kind of like a loser that no one really fucks with?
I think Lucifer's supposed to be hot as fuck, so I feel like
Imagine Lucifer with a lisp.
that's what I'm saying.
Lucifer.
Lucifer.
That's what I'm saying.
And the name is Satan.
That's because if he
Santa-
had a
You need to
speech
introduce yourself come up with a nickname.
My name is Lucy.
you take the S out of your name. You'd find a way.
The devil.
I mean,
The devil.
The devil.
Colloquial, I am the devil.
But the idea that Lucifer or Satan is kind of nerdy and that's why he like enacts horrible crimes against humanity, that's like kind of upsetting. And then I wouldn't be afraid of him. I would just be like, listen, I don't want to get in a fiddling match with you, buddy. I understand why you're doing this. It's because you're very insecure. You were God's favorite, but like maybe you just need to find yourself. Like maybe you just need to like get a fucking hobby.
And then he'd light you on fire or something.
Yeah.
Like if you're really that good at fiddling, like start an album.
By fiddling, what is fiddling?
Like,
oh, okay. Do you know the
Yeah,
song
that's
"The
what I
Devil
was
Went Down
thinking
to Georgia"? He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind. He was looking to make a deal. There's a song about the devil.
Title.
No, that's not the full title. There's a song about the devil coming down to Georgia and saying to this guy named Johnny, "Hey, do you want this golden fiddle? If you do, we're gonna have a competition to see who's the best fiddler. And if you lose, I'm gonna get I get to steal your stole." And the way that song ends is so awesome because it just ends with, "I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best it's ever been." And I thought that was so badass when I was a kid that I learned that song by heart. What am I talking about?
That sounds like
we're talking about
Christmas from hell.
Satan.
So
From
you
hell.
guys basically
from hell.
let me set the stage.
Yes, sorry.
finally he gets to the
Your
point,
parents, your
Whoa.
parents.
Are we brother and
Are-
sister again?
Yeah, you guys are brothers.
Okay.
right?
Your
Wash
parents.
Your hands.
I did.
Your parents
I believe
are in Key West, Florida, celebrating. They're having a honeymoon too. They didn't like their first honeymoon, so they're having another one without you in Christmas.
Are we adopted?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they went with their real kids, like their birth
What?
children.
Okay, yeah.
Wait. So we're adopted.
We're
Yeah.
not in Key West right now.
No, you're actually staying with your mechanic uncle Joe Brandon.
Right, the one
for-
that you try to have sex with.
I remember that. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
your
that
doing.
was-
No, actually,
what are
that
you
was
talking about?
that was Will proposing that, and you declined.
Yeah, I went no.
So Will
you
is
thought
having
about
sexual fantasy. Will's having
Did you
sexual.
not think about it?
Mm-mm.
Not for a second.
Cut to the 3-second pause after I said that, and you thinking.
No, it
like,
must have been 3 seconds of disgust. Like, Will, why are you having sexual fantasies about our Uncle Joe Brandon?
I want us to look for the timestamp of the old podcast and put in when you suggested it and me being like, what? No.
Is that what happened?
So we're with our mechanical uncle
Didn't
Jim.
you tell me?
We're
That,
with-
didn't
we're
you
with
make
Jim
Kat cut out the
Brandon.
part where you said yes, and you were like, I don't want to seem like.
Okay,
I don't wanna
okay,
seem like
okay.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaking of Christmas,
Okay. So,
So
we're with,
you're there.
where are
and-
we? He was in Arizona.
Yeah, he was in Arizona. He
Yeah.
was in
Okay. So
Phoenix.
we're in Arizona now.
You're in Arizona right now, and you don't really spend a lot of time with your dad's side of the family, and that's your dad's brother,
Yeah.
mechanic
Okay.
Uncle Joe Brandon.
All
So you're there, and they have their whole side of the family that you barely know.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up Christmas morning, and there's brunch ready.
oh,
Ooh.
brunch.
You get there, and it's leftovers from Thanksgiving.
That's like a
Turkey,
month. That's a full
Cranberry
month.
Yeah.
sauce, green bean casserole.
Oh, that is old.
We're having brunch, and all the food.
Well, do you
is
eat it?
Old. No.
No.
You don't eat it?
I'm gonna find a loose yogurt. They gotta have Yoplait.
I'm
know?
ordering.
But okay, then your
Postmates.
aunt,
Yeah.
Joe Brandon's wife, Santiago, is upset. Is like, you hardly touched your turkey.
No, you just
Why
say
is she
I have
so-
allergies. I'm like sorry, like I have a stomach thing. Like,
I
if
ate
eat
before this.
If I eat this food, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I ate before.
And if she
you're
calls
not
me a
gonna eat
pussy for
single
having-
bite.
No. Unless it gives us like magic. Because it's Christmas from hell. Would it give us like superpowers?
Well, you're not
Like,
in hell yet.
Oh, yeah, I'm not eating it. Sorry.
So
I
you lose
I lost
family
a family
points.
point?
Yeah,
Because I
just
didn't
made
eat that
up.
old ass food?
What?
Yeah, there's family points
Wait,
now.
why do we need?
Okay.
Okay, what is the point of what's the main goal? How do we win this game?
Survive.
Got it. Okay.
Okay,
And
so
if we
fuck
get,
my family.
If we don't, how many family points do we have? Like if we reach 0, we die?
No, I just made family points up now,
Cool.
so
okay.
they don't exist. But you lost a family point if it did exist. If there were family points, you would have lost 2.
I would have lost 2 now.
This is already off the rails.
And if there were friendship points, ours would be at a 0 too, because I don't like the way you're fucking looking at me right now.
Sammie, I think you have beautiful eyes. And your glasses just like accentuate them so much. I love your eyes.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Do that to the camera just so people can see. For the audio listener, Sammie just moved his glasses in such a way that it made his eyes look cartoonish.
My glasses are magnifying
they
glass.
bugged out like a Looney Tunes character.
You have -1 friendship point. Caroline, we got 17.
Let's go.
Ooh, not the hands.
Sorry.
Gross.
Sammie, pull out your wallet. Let's see how many money points you have. Let's see how many money points you have in your. Do a money spread.
Yeah, of course. Let me just.
Can we get on with this game?
Oh, that was my card.
That's
Sorry.
crazy.
Sorry, that was my card.
Was that?
That's so.
Did you just
funny.
open your wallet?
This is my Amex. Sorry.
Damn.
I've been hanging out with people that do that, like legitimately.
Do what?
Do the thing where they like, not as a bit, will genuinely take their Amex card that's made of like
titanium
yeah,
brick.
it's like the same weight as a car, and they'll slap it on the table, and then I put my little plastic Bank of America debit card next to them, and I'm just like, I need new friends.
No, you need a new debit card.
No,
I need a credit card.
-2 now. -2. Caroline, you need new friendships.
-2.
Yes.
You need friends who will uplift you.
Yeah, not smack down their Amex card that's been customized.
Yes.
With flowers on it.
You need friends who will engage in all of your interests and also understand you. Understand you when there's a disagreement.
Sammie's really trying to. He's begging for those friendship points. He's fiending. He's
You know
thirsty
what?
for
I
them.
don't need. Oh, so you
He's
think
drooling.
of it? You think of it as begging when that's just who I am as a person.
No,
so it comes unnatural to you.
He wants what's best
So
for
what
me
am I
because he
at?
cares about me.
-7 million.
Negative. All right, Sammie gets a racist point. Caroline's at 10, I think.
10 racist
What the
points.
fuck? She has 10 racist points.
Yeah.
I
checks
have
out.
negative racist points.
No, you have 2 racist points now.
All right,
because you said it
sister.
again. So Mechanic Uncle Joe Brandon is white.
He's what?
He's white.
He's white.
And I don't know if that's relevant. But
Is it relevant? Are you going to make it relevant?
there are black Santas everywhere.
There it is.
All over the house. Black Santa ornaments, black Santa wrapping paper.
Well, Santa's black. Isn't he?
My man.
I'm good.
-1 racist
What?
point for Caroline.
Okay, so he has a black Santa.
How does that make you feel? Is that like, are you uncomfortable? Are you like, I don't think anyone would say anything. But like, thoughts on that?
I would think it was bizarre. I would probably make a video about it.
I would notice it, but I
this
think
is
at the end of
also-
the day, I just wouldn't care, you know?
Yeah.
I guess this is just I thought I was going crazy because this happened to me when I went to somebody's house for Christmas.
No,
A white ass family.
And it was
I
black
think
Santa.
it is bizarre. Unless that was the only thing at the Five Below. Or like at the Dollar Tree, like all the black Santas were the only ones in stock.
They pointed it out too. They were
Okay.
like, "Isn't this cute?"
So it was strange. It
What?
was
They're
absolutely.
like, "Isn't this cute?"
That's like some, I don't know.
It's like they knew you were coming, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Guys, let's make some chitlins. Let's get some black
Aw.
Santas. Let's make some collard greens."
Oh,
The
that's-
collard green
and you
grits.
walk in
Do you
and
think
you're
that's
like,
what the thought
"Hi."
process was?
No, I think that they had it already, but they thought it was just a perfect. They just wanted to make sure that I saw it. They just wanted a couple like.
They wanted
they wanted their
non-racist
points.
points.
They wanted their
They
non-racist
wanted
points.
to take away the racist
Let's
points.
put this into perspective.
Yeah.
If you are like maybe you're Japanese, you go to a house of like black people, and they have Japanese Santas.
I was about
everywhere.
to say I've never seen Asian Santa.
I would
Where's Asian Santa Claus?
go to any Korean church.
Do they have?
I think so.
Oh, that's
Or maybe they think. I'm not sure actually, but Koreans are very Christian.
yeah.
Praise God. But the idea of someone coming over of a certain race and all of your Santa Clauses are that race,
Yeah.
I think that's bizarre. I think that's strange.
Okay.
It's a little. It's just weird. I think it's more weird because I just want to know what the reasoning is. Like, how does it make that family feel? I just don't get it.
Because what if I didn't come and it's just there? Is that just like,
No, but black is beautiful. I think that's what it is. I think a lot of
I'm gonna be honest with you.
It seems like it comes from a nice place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like trying to be inclusive. I think it would just make
I think
the idea of Santa Claus though creeps me
black.
out. And this is me being like super weird progressive. I'm like, not get rid of Santa Claus because it's cute and of course it's he's like a historical figure now, right, within the culture.
Mm-hmm.
But just the idea that there's like this old white guy that you sit on his lap when you're a kid and he like comes into your house and knows everything about you. I really don't like it.
He only knows what you want for Christmas.
I know, but there is just something about like Santa Claus and like I don't know. It just feels odd. So it's like why do we need a man to represent the beauty of this holiday? Like why can't we just change it into something else? Like why can't Hanukkah's the festival of lights or some shit? Like
even the Easter Bunny's cute.
Yeah, and the Easter Bunny is just it's just
a bunny.
It's just a bunny. It's cute.
Yeah.
Like why can't it be like an animal? Why can't it be something that everybody can project like it just feels like Santa Claus has some weird connotations.
An old white dude.
Well, Santa,
a little bit, yeah.
Santa has a very specific. He's very specific.
Yeah.
There's no archetype. Like you can't see yourself in Santa. But maybe that's not the point. Maybe Santa is supposed to just be like a guy who like comes in and he's not Spider-Man. Like.
He feels almost like Jesus. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like he's perfect and he does everything for you and he doesn't care if you're rich or you're poor. It doesn't matter. He loves you anyway.
Well,
it's like, but you can't do Jesus for everyone.
I think Santa does care if you're poor because you see poor people walking around with PS5s. No, you see the rich people.
Cut to Sammie's sketch. Did you make that sketch?
I did. I also made a sketch about Jesus being jealous of Santa because he's taking his birthday.
Yeah.
What do you get mechanic Uncle Joe Brandon for Christmas?
A wrench.
I get him like a gift card.
That's
for Lowe's.
Fucked up.
Toolbox.
Well, what are Uncle Joe Brandon's hobbies?
All you know about Uncle Joe Brandon is that he's a mechanic and he's 38 and
Toolbox.
He doesn't like shoes on the carpet.
He's 38, so he's young.
Oh, toolbox and carpet cleaner.
Carpet cleaner he might like.
Why wouldn't he like a toolbox?
Because how many? If
I'm gonna get him a
how
toolbox
many
from
toolbox do you think he's got?
Toolbox from Skims, the Kim Kardashian toolbox line, where it's like the wrench is like snatched, like it's got curves. I'm gonna get him snatched wrenches.
Yeah.
Screwdriver so you can screw it in and be sexy.
Sure.
And I'm gonna get him carpet cleaner.
That's very thoughtful of you, Sammie.
Thank you.
You can have a family point.
Yes. And what would you get him?
I feel like this is my go-to, my classic. You do a present that's extremely impersonal but very practical, and then you do something that's really, really personal but not valuable. So you give them like a Target gift card for like $200.
Yeah.
So that's 2 trips to Target that he can go on.
Or one.
And then and then you give him like a photo album or a painting of like his favorite dog. You do something that's like
of his favorite dog
or whatever the fuck. I don't know, but like
that was just a funny.
The hat is like cutting off the circulation to your brain.
No, it's not.
You get him something sweet like his favorite dog or his apple chicken.
It's the Minecraft potions that are literally reducing the front parts of my brain. But yeah, no, he okay.
What the fuck?
All right.
Money.
My shit's been fucked. My shit's always fucked up.
For the audio listener, Will's microphone is falling apart. It's trying to escape this
Little
podcast.
Will was trying to talk.
But all right. No, editors, keep that in and zoom in on.
Zoom in on the mic. That was crazy. We have to replace that mic fuzz.
No, it's
good.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
So, I'd give him like a really nice gift card that's super practical, and then I'd give him something that's like very personal but a little silly.
That's cute.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Like an ornament or something.
Yeah, an ornament. So, lunch is happening.
Lunch is happening.
Now we're at lunch.
Yeah,
from brunch to lunch.
From brunch to lunch. Yeah.
Okay.
And now they decide, okay, fuck it, we're just gonna order some Wendy's.
Yeah.
So they order some Wendy's, and there's a Baconators and just cheese fries and bacon tater tot fries, and so you're eating those
2-time chicken sandwich.
2-time chicken sandwich. And they start talking about politics, And I don't know.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
His name is Joe Brandon. So
where could this go?
Well,
What did they start talking about?
I'm more in real life, because when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
like at what age do you think you could start to butt in or say things at the table? If there are like political things happening at a table. Like do you think that we're old enough now to like
What? I was 13.
Oh, I kept my mouth shut all my childhood.
Yeah, I think we're at the age where people will start to take us seriously.
Yeah. That's a weird thing.
Because now, like when you're a kid and you're talking, they're like, "Oh, he's so smart for his age." I'm just saying, I'm just repeating shit that I've heard from other people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think parents also know that, and they're just like, "Oh, how eloquent, how smart," just trying to like placate the kid. Like,
I wasn't even that far. I literally, if you asked me in 2016 why Donald Trump was bad, I'd be like, I don't know. I'd be like,
we were. How old were we?
I was about 12
We were like
or 13.
12, yeah.
I was like
but
14.
When I was 13, I would like joke around. So I'd have a place in the conversation, but I would just make jokes. I'd just crack jokes. So like, well, okay, at the dinner table, when we're talking about politics, rarely did we talk about U.S. politics. We were often talking about,
Yeah.
Israel. So that was kind of like, I don't know. I had an opinion pretty early on because that's just what we talked about at the dinner table. And yeah, they did. It is almost like, not that it's, okay. It's almost like conditioning where you allow your kid to speak at the table so that you can kind of indoctrinate them into a certain mindset. So you allow them to have an opinion so that you can like change their mind.
So you can.
Yeah.
My reasoning for having a child be able to at least contribute is to allow them to feel heard and feel like they're,
empowered,
a part of something.
Yes.
So because it is demoralizing when you're a kid and like you can't.
And they're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
You're like, and even though
leave it for the adults.
Even though they're so correct.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I know stuff. I heard somebody say something and I repeat what they said, and they know what they're talking about, right? But I think if there was a 12-year-old right there trying to talk to us about politics, I think I would be in the same mindset as the adults. Like, bro, what the fuck are you? You're just yapping.
Oh, it's
just yapping.
It was so much different. We would have like arguments. Like they would start arguing with a 12-year-old. It wasn't like, oh no, she's just repeating what she heard. We would just start to have arguments, and they would argue with me as if I were, an adult. They'd be like, well, she has an opinion. If she can have an opinion and she can state her opinion, then she can argue now.
Yeah.
So I never had parents that were like, you don't know what you're talking about. They were always like, yeah, you do know what you're talking about, and now you have to defend yourself. If you think you're so fucking smart, defend yourself.
Yeah.
Damn, that's almost like I hate that this 12-year-old is talking. Okay, let's debate then.
Yeah.
You smart fucker. Let's talk about this then.
I kind of love that because I'm like, if not that this is what I would do with my kids, because I have no idea what the fuck I would do with my children, but like with a kid in general, if there's a 12-year-old that has an opinion, I would, not that I would debate them the way that like my family or friends debated me, but I would just be like, okay, I'm going to take you seriously. Let's have a real conversation about this. Let's get to a point where you say, oh, I don't know, and then we'll leave it at that. Because now that I'm 20, it's not that I don't have an opinion on the political landscape, and it's not that I'm as informed as I think most U.S. citizens, and it's not that I keep my mouth shut. It's just like I don't feel the need to talk about it in casual settings. When I was younger, I would love to debate because I just love to argue, but now I'm like, to what end and for what reason?
I also feel like there's like only a certain number of topics that are worth arguing about, because if you try to argue with someone about like the election being stolen or something, there's you like, cannot
give it up.
Yeah,
you can't argue with someone who respectfully is kind of in a different reality.
Yeah.
I was about to say that's like therapy.
We are operating in two different worlds. Like
truth, even if you like put a fact or truth right in front of their face, they'll just look the other way. It's like,
yeah, then it's not a conversation. Then I wouldn't debate them about that. I'd be like, when did your delusions start? Like when did we start becoming delusional, and why? And let's talk about that instead, so we can have a productive conversation later.
Then you're delusional to them. Like
Well,
you're
no,
delusional. You're in the fake blue pilled idiot.
No. When I meet people like that, I have no opinions. I just want to know about them. Like, where did the mistrust come from? And actually, it's always a very interesting conversation. So the moment that things get a little off, like, we'll talk about politics, right? Like, for example, I won't give specific details, but I used to live with someone that lived in the same building as someone that was fully into Alex Jones, and I never questioned anything. I never was like, that's crazy. I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And they would tell me about like all these vitamins and pills that they were taking. I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just to understand where they were coming from. And then I asked them, like, when did you start to get into, when did these opinions start to become prevalent or relevant for you? And, they were immigrants from like Serbia. And they just didn't trust. They liked America. I'm yapping at this point, but but it's just whenever we have conversations where I'm like, oh, they're on a different plane of reality. I just want to know how they got to that different plane of reality. And more often than not, it makes sense why they think that way. It gives them a sense of safety. And so I never like to impose on their constitution. Where I'm like, if that helps you, then that helps you, as long as you're not hurting anybody else.
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes it is harmful. Like,
for sure.
But even to themselves, like even like, I don't know if you guys saw that video of somebody like getting pulled over by like a police officer and like praying to Donald Trump and crying about like at what point is delusional like.
But that's a cult. That's like far gone. That's like you need to be deprogrammed.
I guess the question is when is it like, okay, you're as long as you're not hurting anybody, when is the line like, oh shit, you actually are. Yeah. Like you are now hurting people. Like inadvertently you're selling someone this ideology and now they're getting pulled over and they're like, please, Trump, please save me. Like maybe they're not hurting anyone, but
But that's how I feel about cults, where I'm sort of like, they're there for a reason. They ended up in that cult for a reason. And, if they're my family, I think there's a responsibility to get them out of that cult. But ultimately, like, they're there and what's going to happen to them is going to happen to them. Like that's just how I feel. It's like you're there for a reason. You believe the things that you do for a reason. And from my perspective, I can say, well, that's sad. But for them, that's just reality. And yeah, but forming like what happened January 6th, I just think is so funny. I just think that whole thing is so funny. That's when it like becomes dangerous. But I'm like, what
was the plan?
That's what I mean. If only like if January 6th genuinely was like well thought out and it wasn't these crazy people, but like very, I don't know, those like weird libertarians.
No, because the weird libertarians were there. They were there.
Those are crazy libertarians. I'm talking about like I'm talking about like a certain group of people that just sort of. I don't know how to explain the political party that I'm referring to, but I've met several people that are just these very interesting kinds of libertarians that are so well read. And if those people organized a stampede, then I would be genuinely nervous. I'd be like, oh no, something bad's gonna happen.
I feel like they did, and it was the 6th, and
those are just stupid people.
No, we can't call them stupid. They thought everything out. They were just wrong.
Like I don't know. Was it thought out? None of it was planned, right? It all started when
it was like 8 different groups like orchestrating their own like mini thing. Like, yeah, we're gonna go here, and then it was Trump being like,
let's go. We're gonna walk down together.
We're gonna go. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna walk there, and I don't know if we're gonna. But I don't know.
When I say stupid, I do mean delusional. Like they're storming because they don't believe in. They're storming because they don't have real facts. Wait, hold on. Oh my God, I'm so brain dead. But if somebody was storming the Capitol for reasons that I would say are more realistic, where they're like, I think that the U.S. government is imperialistic, it's impressive. It, the start of the country, the way that it was formed, like the intentions behind this democracy makes a lot of sense. The Republic, in theory, sounds great, but practically speaking, the Republic has failed us. Democracy is deteriorating very slowly, especially in America specifically. Then I would be a little bit more concerned about those people stampeding, because then I'm like, oh, this is going to lead.
Concerned about what, the outcome?
Yeah, because then I would be like, okay, what they're complaining about, it's not like Donald Trump lost the election or won the election and there's a huge conspiracy. These are people that just have genuine complaints about the way that the government is run. And those genuine complaints are based in reality, right? Having concerns about it is realistic for them. And that's when, if those people started to stampede, that's when I'd be nervous, because I'd be like, oh.
But nervous for what?
That there might actually be some kind of uprising is a strong word. There'd just be some real like physical political turmoil.
Well, there was a lot of people there, and the clientele of people there wasn't just, I think the election was stolen. It was comprised of people who, I guess, in a vacuum, had those realistic criticisms and concerns about the government.
Yeah,
sure.
But their plan was to physically uprise against the Capitol, and they were just they just got outpaced. Like they just got cooked. Like it was those people. They just came and they're like, I don't know, we could kill everybody. And it was like,
sure.
No. And then they all got arrested and they're all in jail.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think the people that we would have to worry about were there, and they demonstrated how stupid they were, and they all went to prison.
Well, that's why I'm not worried about them.
Yeah, and I think the people who aren't in prison, I don't think they're gonna do that, because I think.
Yeah, no,
you know?
I think we're all good, and if anything, I have maybe a bleak perspective where vive la resistance.
Cynical. If
Well,
another
no,
word.
it's not cynicism. It's. I guess it's like the more contemporary French perspective. We can't have revolutions anymore, but we can have very steady reform. I'd like to believe that's true. So I think that if you are smart, a little bit smarter than not smart, you wouldn't stampede, because you know that that's fruitless.
When was that view adopted, that we can't have revolutions anymore?
It's not that it was. When was
it?
No, I mean that sentiment's been around since. I mean, forever. There are people that believe that the only way you can get real change from a system of governance is to have a revolution. There are other people that believe that you just need to have steady reform. But I don't know, like probably Camus. What that like the. It's almost a little bit before postmodernism.
It feels like it's harder to get people to mobilize for the same cause.
So true.
It was a lot easier,
yeah,
I think, back then.
Well, also when the monarchy was just fucking like just shoving it in your face. Now it's a little bit. Well, that's not true, because you have fucking Taylor Swift in a giant jet, and you're just like.
I thought it was easier to mobilize, because I feel like people were more bored.
Well,
no, I feel like people were just around,
easier to mobilize
like,
back then.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's harder.
It's
now.
harder to mobilize now.
Yeah, I'm saying back then it was probably so easy. Like I'm just sitting around like, should we grab our muskets and go kill
let's
the
dump
president?
key in the river.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Now it's like everyone is so segmented, but we're also so together.
Connected.
But there's so many different communities.
And
there's not a lot.
It's easier to divide us now.
Yeah,
I think.
it's harder to
Hell yeah.
unite for one goal, right?
Yeah,
And I think also with a lot of like political like systems in their infancy back then, it was a lot easier to like get that shit like, if we kill a bunch of people, we're good. Like, we're goated.
Of course.
Right now, we're so set in our system.
yeah.
Like, it's kind of hard to...
Modernity, yeah.
Yeah, you get one person, there's so many checks and balances and shit.
Sure.
It's really hard to, like, topple everything. A lot harder than it was before. Like, you kill the queen, like, I guess we're not a monarchy anymore. I don't know.
I guess
She's
God's dead.
We got to talk about Christmas.
But that in mind,
No,
I think that
okay,
the perspective that you just mind your own business, I think, is a wonderful thing. That there should be a culture of just minding your own damn business.
And
I just want to grill.
yes. Okay,
Right,
so
right.
we shouldn't have started talking about politics at the dinner table.
I love this.
Okay, moving on. Lunch is over. Wendy's was good. That thing I know.
So we did eat the Wendy's.
You did eat Wendy's. Why not? Did you not eat the Wendy's? Did you say no to Wendy's too?
No, I ate it.
So then they go up to you. They're like, "Oh, so you can eat Wendy's, but you can't eat my green bean Caggo roll."
Yeah, it was a month old, Grandma.
You got black mold.
But it was in the freezer.
Was it cooked or was it raw?
It was cooked.
So you cooked it, then put it in the freezer?
Yeah.
I'm not eating that shit.
Damn. Your 6-year-old cousin comes up to you crying, saying that you're drunk on
No.
Santiago.
Okay. Okay, sorry. I thought this was going to get dark. Continue.
your drunk aunt Santiago told him that Christmas isn't real.
Okay.
Christmas isn't real? I'd say those 6-year-olds, Santiago's a fucking dumbass. Christmas is real. We are celebrating Christmas.
Santa isn't real is what you meant? Or just Christmas isn't real?
Christmas is fake.
What?
No, Santa isn't real.
Santa isn't real.
Christmas isn't real. No, Jesus didn't die.
He's in the cave right now.
Yeah.
He's just chilling. I would...
Why the cave? What do you mean?
Do you not know the lore of Jesus?
I don't.
What? I thought you went to church.
I did, but I only memorized the books of the Bible: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts and Legends, Romans.
I'm sorry,
First
you
and
wouldn't
Second
know about.
Corinthians,
Bro was
Galatians,
not
and
paying
Ephesians,
attention.
He was not paying
Philippians,
attention.
Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, and Philemon.
So you guys have dumb songs too. You have to
Small...
memorize dumb songs as well.
What? Did you go to a church?
No.
Okay, I did. And they would be like, it was all... Okay, I saw a tweet where it was like, of course you love God. You went to a fucking rock concert. And it's like, going to a black church is just like a 3-hour like music video.
Yeah.
Like they're all like singing and dancing. It's like, yeah, God was lit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. It's like, of course. I'm 5 years. I like music. I like to hear songs.
It is so much more beautiful, and in a way, when I was younger, I was very jealous of that kind of religious experience, because when you go to like a conservative synagogue, the services are just like, okay, so now we're gonna mourn for our dead. And just our rabbi has the same perfect pitch that I do.
Yeah.
And he has no stage presence, none at all. He's just constantly like, we're oppressed.
He's bouncing his leg, but he's standing up.
Yeah,
like he's nervous.
It's just it's just so depressing, and the music. It's like what is it? Metrionic. What's the
Metro Boomstick?
Exactly.
Did you all say that?
No, the scale is just like, it's just not. It doesn't sound right. Like I grew up listening to like Western pop music. Can we have a little bit more?
Dua Lipa walks out.
I know. Like if we're gonna pray, can it sound good? They're like, no.
Megan Thee Stallion comes to church, shaking ass for Jesus. So would I tell this kid? What do I tell them? I think I'm not gonna be all Reddit brain like, yo, Santa isn't real because the logistical reasons.
Neither would I.
I think it's fine. It's cute to believe in Santa. Like, it's whatever.
So what do you say?
I'll be like, Santiago, she's got a really stinky house, so Santa's never visited her home.
That's awesome. That's a great line.
That's why she thinks that Santa doesn't exist. But we have a cool house.
Because she's never seen Santa.
Never
But this is the kid's mom.
Yeah.
That's fine.
The house really fucking stinks.
Your house smells like shit. Santa don't want to go anywhere near your
No, I mean when Santiago was a kid. Like when Christmas happened, like the house was really stinky. So Santa didn't want to come over. And also she wouldn't leave out the milk and cookies. So if you leave out milk and cookies, I promise you Santa will come.
What
and
age?
I'll bring them some presents.
What if the kid's 12?
12? That's almost 13. I think that's when you should probably get
So you'd
out
be
of
like,
there.
yeah, sorry. Bro.
I had parents that never did the whimsical stuff with me, and then I would go to my friend's house, and their parents would keep the magic alive for me, and I always loved it when I was a kid. I always loved when they would like make stuff up because it made life more magical. But my parents would just be like, well, do you think Santa Claus is real? I'm like, well, I don't think so because
think about it.
They try to debate you again.
Genuinely, they just be like,
okay,
well,
defend it.
No, they'd be like, well,
evidence?
they have Santa Claus because it's like a pagan religion, so it's a lore. But they also commercialized it. That's American. So this is the thing. I am so cynical, and my parents are like, I don't understand why you're so grumpy all the time. Like, do you know how you raised me? You never kept the magic alive for anything.
Okay, so think of force, mass, and acceleration. How the fuck would that big ass man go through all the world? Tell me.
Genuinely, they'd be like, how is he supposed to go to every single house in the world? I don't know, Caroline.
With magic,
I don't know,
dipshit.
Caroline.
I think it stokes the flames of imagination.
That's
and
awesome.
If everyone, it's like the Fairly Odd Parents episode where everybody was gray blobs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want everybody to be gray blobs and then there's no art, there's no fun, there's no silliness?
Yeah.
If everything was just rooted in right now, we'd have no progress.
No,
because sometimes science fiction becomes real science. There's gotta be
stimulate the imagination. Yes. Yeah.
Santa, there's so many fun Santa movies.
Yeah.
If we were like, so Santa's not freaking real, something, like we would have no anything. Nothing would be fun. Everything would be boring.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with the little kid, and I'm clowning on her mom, their mom,
Yeah.
Santiago.
So are you pro like commercialization of Christmas?
Yeah.
I think, well, that's kind of it has become the whole point of Christmas, pretty much. I mean, obviously there's the like getting together, the excuse of like getting together with your family and like celebrating yourselves. Like that is most of it, but also like getting someone a gift.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like
For sure.
I'm also not like tear down the commercialization of Christmas. Like fuck it.
I love it.
I think that's what's beautiful about America. Like, of course, capitalism at a certain point, the effects of it long term, late stage capitalism as they call it, it can be a little disturbing. But
Santa hats are cute.
But the benefit, but there are benefits. Like, it is fun that we have like Mean Girls. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fun that we just have.
Fucking love Mean Girls.
Yeah.
My name is Regina George.
Oh, I'm talking about the movie.
And I am a massive deal.
That's cute.
I feel like you made that up.
No.
No,
I
it's from the
think
musical.
I like the musical.
Yeah.
I like the musical.
I think that's a great idea. That's another instance of capitalism though, where they were like, we can't think of any IP. You think Tina Fey would be able to turn this into a fucking musical?
Real. Shout out Renee Rapp. Shout out Sabrina Carpenter. She was only Katie for like 2 performances.
Oh, that's so cool though that
Shout
she
out.
did that live. She did live.
COVID fucked it up.
That's all. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will say that there is some benefits to commercialization. We have great music. We have like really cool gifts and shit. Like capitalism is a little weird, but it is so fun. It's a party. We make things to keep you addicted and to keep you happy. That we were talking about this when we stayed like 5 extra hours late after work. I don't know how we started talking about that, but we were like, if one day we could upload our consciousness and then just live in a simulation of fantasy world for like ever, I'd do it. And I was like, yeah, I'd fucking do it too. That's what capitalism will lead us to.
Matrix.
What?
Matrix.
I want to live in the Matrix. Why not?
But I wouldn't want it to be like when I get out of the Matrix, there's like aliens controlling the world. Like I could opt out of the Matrix.
good.
And
But
just
I'm
go back
scared
to
that like because if something goes wrong or like something malfunctions, and I feel like there's a bigger chance that I'll be stuck in an eternal like consciousness void.
What if you're like, I guess maybe the risk is higher, but I could get cancer,
No, but I'd rather die because I'd rather die and never be conscious again than to risk dying and then having to be conscious forever.
Have you seen the Upside Down show when they're in that like white room?
Mm-mm.
They're doing like improv. I think it was like a Canadian show or something. It's like the Upside Down show, and it's their friends, and they're 2 friends, and they're in this white room, and they're like, I have a banana.
Okay.
So if I was in the void, I would just do that show where I'd be like,
I was about to
I'm on
say,
the chair.
I would just hallucinate. At that point, if my consciousness is working and it's operating the way that it would,
I'm dreaming.
But-
I would just be dreaming. I would have lost my mind.
I'm dreaming.
But
It'd be so fun.
That's dependent on having your body as a vessel.
No, if my consciousness operates,
eyes.
if it operates the same way where I'm like thinking, I still get to keep all my mental processes. I can dream, right? I can.
You don't need your eyes to dream.
No, it would just be your mental images, and at a certain point, I'd get so bored, I'd start having conversations with people that weren't there, and then you would just start hallucinating, and then you'd just have friends. You would just live in a wonderful world. It would just be essentially the a simulation all over again.
Forever and ever.
You wouldn't
and
notice
ever.
it. You wouldn't notice it.
I
You
guess
don't
so.
have a body anymore.
Yeah,
you
you
just
really-
would you'd adapt to it. If our neural networks or if there's still neuroplasticity or if that's simulated,
But
then
but the idea of infinity.
I mean
is-
it's scary.
The thing is,
I think
But it's
that fucks up
awesome.
our mind right now because we can't comprehend it. But if we were in a world where infinity could be achieved, we're so adaptable. We'd be
we
like,
would- we
but we're not.
forget.
We're brute forcing that. If we make like we're not as humans born to live forever. We're born to die.
but we're brute forcing a lot of stuff that we have to end up adapting to. Like
Yeah.
technology was
Of
brute
course,
forced into
but
our
we
lives.
still die. But the extent of living forever as a human being on accident seems a lot like I don't think that's something we can just adapt to.
A scholar said this once. They said the new thing is only new until it's the thing now, and then the new thing after that is only the new thing until it's the thing now, and then it continues to progress until.
I
With
agree.
time,
No. If your mind doesn't deteriorate, right? It's being fully simulated the way that it is now. you would adapt to constantly being alive. And you'd have a lot of time to think about existence. And ultimately, if our brain adapts the way that it does now, we'd get used to it. We wouldn't remember things from very long ago. We would just keep going. And I don't think there would be a point where we would be suffering that much, because if our brain is supposed to be operating in a healthy way, it's being simulated that way, then it wouldn't.
Have you done any, I'm not saying I have, but have you done any research on the effects of solitary confinement long term?
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
They don't have anything to like sustain them or like any stimuli.
Yeah.
If we're trapped in our brain, we could just fucking dream and
but
do
they
crazy
are.
shit.
They're
No,
can't,
so
like-
I'm under the assumption that our brain doesn't deteriorate. Like I'm under the assumption that we don't need to sleep. Like all of our health concerns are taken care of. Like that our psychosis ultimately wouldn't lead to paranoid delusions.
Yeah.
Our brain would still function properly.
We have like full Neo Matrix control of our mind, where we can build buildings with our head and do crazy shit.
That's what I was assuming. That just like the brain chemistry is always going to stay healthy. So we're experiencing something that is completely unnatural, but our brain is responding to it in an unnatural way, and that it just stays at a healthy level. And then you can just be conscious.
You're saying upload. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is assuming that your consciousness is on some sort of
Like device
server
or drive.
Sure.
device.
Yeah, that simulates. What are we
If
talking
that
about?
device malfunctions or something, and you are no longer able to,
There's no stimulus.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
why you make backups.
But say okay, so for
But
hypothetically,
backups, but
there's no
infinity
stimulus.
is so long.
I mean, you'd lose if you're saying it's like solitary confinement, but your brain never deteriorates, you can never die, and you just become psychotic. Now, there's some forms of psychosis that are very paranoid. It doesn't feel good, but then there's other kinds of psychosis where it feels awesome. And then if I was just crazy forever and I was just like everything is connected and I see all these hallucinations in the world, I'd be like, all right.
I think
There's no way that our brain can. We'll think everything.
Well-
Eventually, we're gonna think everything that we can think.
imagine
No, we'd be limited.
imagine
That's what I'm saying. There's a limited amount of things that we can think. Therefore, we're gonna think everything that we can think.
Yeah, but then we'll keep thinking it in a new. There's infinite ways to think about a finite, right? It's infinity within a finite space. There's infinite ways to think about a finite amount of things, I believe. And so we would just forget, and we'd continue on creating new experiences so that we would stay stimulated. And then if we never die, we never die. Who cares?
even if we weren't in like a device, if we were in like a cyborg, cybertronic, like goofy shit.
I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Imagine, like right now, we live to like 6,045.
Okay.
Life's gonna be so much different. Like I can't fathom like any boredom.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll be like every day's a new adventure. Like we're on Mars and we're doing backflips with aliens, and then we go to Jupiter. Like there's so much.
Let's make it instead of 6,000, 300 million years from then. Do you really think there's that many things to do?
Absolutely.
I think if you stay healthy, like it's impossible for you to die or deteriorate in any way. I think you would
We'll
just
figure it out.
You would just it's like a hamster with a heroin button. You're just gonna keep doing it until you die.
It's also, I think there's
But we're not.
some like
Sorry.
research, like if you like amputees, like they get really depressed about their leg being gone. Then at some point they just like their happiness it levels out. Like they're back to when they had both legs, or like
You adapt.
we adapt to like the circumstances that we're in. Like
Sure.
it seems bleak to like if all of my limbs got chopped off, but at some point you just like you're like, yeah, this is my life. I just had to adapt.
I know what you're talking about.
But I feel
though.
like the evidence is that's like really only we don't know what happens to our brain after existing for millions of years. Like I feel like all of these examples are like within normal lifetimes. Like adding a factor of time being infinite is something that like I'm just scared that like
it ends. Everything ends.
but it won't.
Okay, so in this hypothetical, it doesn't end, right?
Yes.
Okay, in this hypothetical, it doesn't end. I don't think that we will be able to comprehend the way that we comprehend time will change. Like the way that we feel time will change. Ultimately, like we measure time in increments now, right? but time feels different depending on what you're doing, depending on how stimulated
But
you
it
are.
doesn't matter how time feels because it's never.
I'm just saying
no
that.
matter how you perceive it, it's going to keep going and going. And
Yeah,
going
but then
and going.
you will just think about existing differently. So if you've been living for like several decades, years feel shorter, right? Like your parents probably don't feel like years
But
when
a
you're
year
a
means, but any unit of time doesn't matter because it's just going to keep going and
the whole
going
point,
and going.
the whole
and going.
point is how our brain would perceive that.
Yeah, the way that
So
we would
it
adapt is that we just wouldn't sense time, or experience would just be a little bit, there would be less weight
Yeah.
to experiencing.
The
And at some point we would
relative-
just be gone.
The relative feeling of time would be the whole point.
Yeah.
Because if we live until infinity, a second is like, a year is a second now. Like
no, a year is nothing is nothing because
no, the point is, if you're worried about how we would comprehend time and its passage, if we were able to like fucking infinitize our brain, we would have to completely reconstruct how we perceive time, which would then be the coping mechanism for our brain to like, you know, exist.
We would be crazy. Don't get me wrong. Like what you're saying is that wouldn't there be negative effects? Yes, there
Probably.
would. There would be negative effects in that if we had that kind of brain, we wouldn't be able to operate in the existence that we have now. But we would adapt, and it'd be really interesting to see how that works. Maybe we don't adapt. Maybe we just stay the way that we are now, and we're constantly existing. And maybe you have an existential crisis, you learn to get used to it, or you just lose your mind. But ultimately, you are still adapting. You are still growing exponentially, right? To adapt, and that
my argument is I think that eventually it'll just be torture.
you think you'll just suffer. I just
Eventually
think
it'll
you
just-
disassociate. Like at a certain point, you won't be able to suffer. You will just maybe we would just be gone. And then the idea that time, we don't feel time that way anymore, is that we're so gone consciously that we exist in like, maybe that's enlightenment. You know, maybe we become enlightened.
How does a
We
turtle
find nirvana.
How does a turtle feel? They live to like 200.
Yeah.
Like are they like, all right, I'm done at 160.
They experience
Like,
nirvana.
I'm jumping off the beach.
They fuck like a head of cabbage, right? They have sex with heads of cabbages because they don't know what's going on, and then they just achieve
You're the
nirvana.
head of state.
I think they
I'm like a head of
do.
cabbage.
I think they hump the head of cabbage even when they're like 20.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a green thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's got
about-
curves.
that's about-
It announced that the white elephant's gonna be an hour. You didn't bring anything. There's a gas station down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Your options are to go get there, or you also brought in your overnight bag a gift that your partner had got you, which was like a silly little like Christmas pooper, like one of those things that you put like little candies inside and they walk around and they poop the candy out. You know?
Yeah.
Why is everyone making a weird
Yeah, because
face?
the Christmas pooper. Where do you live? Are you on Earth?
He's from Ohio. Every time he talks.
I cannot believe.
Come on, guys.
I
It's
cannot
the
believe.
Oh, but guys, it's the Christmas pooper.
You don't know about the Christmas pooper?
Who are you? The Christmas pooper.
My glasses.
Yeah,
my
it's
glasses.
like when hot dogs are eaten horizontally.
Yeah,
Aided
We're not
horizontally.
talking about this. Was that on the podcast or was that after we cut?
Yes, it's on the.
Fuck.
There's like
Fully
45
on the
minutes of it on the podcast.
We continued to talk about that after.
Yeah.
With like real paper for references.
Yeah.
And it turns out that I was right.
No. It turns out that Will is wrong. He continues to be wrong.
No.
Because we'll bring in other people. We'll bring in random strangers, like friends that we'll meet in Texas, and we'll be like, "So is hot dog vertical or horizontal?" We'll talk to we'll go to the In-N-Out, and the person that's doing our order. We'll
Hi,
be
would you like a vertical hot dog?
Yeah.
No, the thing is, the reason that I was wrong though is because when we were looking at when I looked at pieces of paper, for some reason I would hold it horizontally when I was thinking about it, when I was folding it. So when I would fold it hot dog style, I was doing it right, except I was holding the paper the wrong way.
I get
Anyway.
I get your hot dog argument. It's just when we start to introduce the hamburger where things do not make sense, because you do not hold a hamburger like this. You hold it like that.
That was my whole
You
point.
I
never-
just don't understand these axes that you
That
guys
was
are
my
operating
that was my
on.
whole point. Listen, Caroline, look at me.
I
He's
know.
trying to obfuscate the point by going back to hot dog.
I know.
Because he knows, and I kept trying to say this on the podcast, he knows he has no argument for hamburger.
Yeah.
So when we bring up hamburger, he's like, wait.
No.
I just don't understand what the graph
Wait.
is.
Yeah.
No.
Will is here's the thing. Will is a master manipulator. He could.
No, I knew he was.
No, but he really is great at gaslighting, because you wouldn't assume that he'd have the capability to just gaslight you that way.
Well, you broke my glasses in that last episode.
That's what I'm saying. When he really wants to manipulate the situation, he can, and it's scary. There was a time when you said to me where you were talking to me. This might, you know what? This might be too personal. I'm not gonna say that. I'm great.
Okay, but the hot dog, how is that vertical? It's horizontal.
We're not talking about this anymore. Can we move on?
Yeah. So
You're
Wait,
right,
we're moving
Sammie.
on.
You were right.
Wait.
We're moving on.
So black
Okay.
elephant.
So the black elephant.
In the same way
you
that
can-
Rain Man
you
isn't
can
a good
give-
movie. Sorry.
You can give.
I see what's going on.
You can give a Cooper
Good for this left.
Christmas pooper, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Do you-
god.
I'm
Do you
going
guys
to a fucking gas
understand what I'm-
station. I'm going to.
And getting what?
Well, I'm a little artistic, so I would like get a bunch of candy, and I would like set it up in a way where it was like really cute. I would like I would probably like go to Michael's really quickly and like put together a nice little basket. That would
Yeah.
cost so much money, but like
You'd
no, I'd finesse.
no.
it.
It's Christmas. The only thing open is a gas station. You can't go to Michael's.
well, I'd still find a way at a gas station.
Then what?
Hold
how?
on.
What
I'm
are
telling
doing?
you.
Hold on.
I'd start braiding Slim Jims into like a wreath, and I'd start putting. I'm so fucking serious right now. And then I would put like I would make a wreath out of like candy and snacks I'd get at the gas station, and I give it to them. They'd be like, "Well, this is so
Candy and you're combining Slim Jims and like nerds.
I would
and
do whatever I'd have to
Skittles.
do
If
so
you
that
Like, are
it
they
looks.
supposed to eat it?
No, I would do whatever I'd have to do to make it look not crazy. Like it was a nice assortment of candies done in a way that was tasteful.
If you gave me a funk ass Slim Jim wreath for white elephant.
This is for Uncle Joe Brandon.
No, it's for the
No, it's
white
for-
elephant.
yeah, white
It's for fucking
Oh.
everybody.
No, but okay, hold on. You're getting all your favorite candies. Hello, Sarah.
Sarah Ween.
Sarah, our producer, was just walking through the window, and we just waved to her for the audio listeners.
For the audio listeners.
And the visual listeners, because you can't see Sarah. But your favorite candies, which are like Milky Way.
None of them.
Right. I forgot. It's all the chocolate candies.
Milky Way.
Wasn't it? No.
Baby Ruth.
Kit Kat. Okay, I remember Kit Kat was a good one.
You like
so
Reese's.
If I give you,
Yes. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay.
You get 5 revenge points.
if I gave you Reese's and Kit Kats and I like put it together in a way where it was sort of like a wreath, it's just candy, but I'm giving it to you in a way that looks visually appealing. Wouldn't you be like, oh, that's nice?
I get your point. I'm the wrong person to ask that because I
Sure.
knew you would like dig your hands and shit in the candy, and I'd
And
be like,
also
I'm not
presenting
eating
Yeah,
this
that's
shit.
no. I keep everything in the wrapper.
Wait, how would you build it then?
It would just be covered in brand logos and
What?
nutritional facts.
The wreath
What are you
is just
talking
like the
about?
wrapper.
Yeah.
No, I can't explain this to you because I'm not going to be able to articulate
Yeah,
it.
it's like a
Well,
Christmas.
my question
But
is,
I'd make it cute.
It's like
my
a Christmas
question is
pooper.
how? Yeah. My question is, how do you keep it together?
Glue.
Uniform. So you
No, I would go to a gas station, and I'm assuming that. Let me think. No. If worse comes to worse,
Yeah.
I really have.
Is it worse or worst comes to worst?
If worse comes to worst,
Worcestershire.
Isn't it-
Worcestershire.
If worst comes on worst. Continue.
I would give the Speaking of Stan Me, I would give the Christmas pooper away. Thank you for the cue. That was my cue. I'll give the and cue Caroline.
But with your girlfriend. But that's a gift from your girlfriend.
Christmas pooper? I think
Yes.
she has brain damage if she gave me a Christmas pooper because that doesn't
It's a
exist.
It's a little cute. That wasn't the big gift. Like she got you like a new nice little pair of sneakers or
I
something.
could white elephant it back to me. That's my goal.
Oh, so you bring it and then steal it. But what if someone really
I
wants
want the
it?
Christmas pooper.
No, I would just now that I'm thinking about it, I would just get a shit ton of candy at a gas station. I'm assuming I'm gonna find scrap paper and a pencil, and I just draw something beautiful, and I just put it there.
Here's what I would do.
Sorry.
I would get the strangest drink or candy from the gas station.
Okay.
Like something that I've never seen
Like
before.
Sprite.
Right,
Like mango fusion or something. Like something crazy.
like Big Red, but it's the pineapple.
Yeah, big pineapple, big peach.
Yeah.
And then everyone would be like, "What, big peach? Did someone order this online? This is crazy. I've never seen this before." That's what I would do.
You just went to a backwater gas station.
Or like Reese's like slime flavor. Like
Yeah.
Nickelodeon slime Reese's version. Like then they'd be like, "What? This is weird. This is crazy."
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know?
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Do you want this
So
work?
you do that, right?
I
Okay.
could also go into the woods theoretically and build an actual wreath. Hold on. I'm just if I'm getting desperate here, I'm gonna use all of my creative abilities to just do something.
You're gonna use the toolbox that you got from Mechanical
I
Joe
got him
Brandon.
the toolbox.
No, he got the
Skims toolbox.
I can
with
make
the
a
hips.
wreath without any tools.
Are we in Arizona?
Yeah.
I can do.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter the ecosystem as long as I can get like.
But it's a desert. What if there are no trees?
There is still like ways to make a wreath. There's always ways to make a wreath.
With sand and cactus and
and Tasmanian devil and
no, there's gotta be
tumbleweed,
jinx.
Yeah, you definitely could. There's always a way. I'm telling you, there's always a way.
Can we test this in an episode?
If you want to do,
Like,
that's
Caroline outside.
Wait, Best Friend Simulator. Just try and watch me make gifts in the most strenuous circumstances. So like you give me no budget or you tell me I have to go to this store. Like you like build me something from, I don't know, you go to Williams Snow. I don't know. But I would love to do that.
Go out. We will have you go outside with grass.
Yeah.
Build us a wreath with grass.
Yeah, I can.
Grass and concrete, little rocks from the road.
If I can use concrete, like I can actually mix it. Oh, that would be so cool. No?
Doesn't matter the ecosystem.
All right, guys,
got fucking
check
grass.
this shit out.
Yeah?
Okay.
So you make your white elephant gifts.
I did.
And you give it to them. And they're like, yeah, that's
Slim
cool.
Jim wreath.
End up, Aunt Santiago ends up getting your gift. She's like, oh, I'm drunk.
The drunk.
Yeah. And you guys start eating cookies. And you hear some yelling in the kitchen. And you're like, what's going on? It turns out that your 13-year-old cousin had put a bunch of THC in the cookies. Right? So you just consumed like 40 milligrams of edible.
There was a
just
movie
now.
that I watched a couple days ago where they ran out of butter, so she used the thick butter.
Yeah.
For the cookies.
Yeah.
The thick butter.
The can of
Oh,
butter.
the thick, but the TH. I see.
The thick
Yeah.
butter.
So do you try to throw up? Do you throw up?
Did I eat the cookies?
Yeah, you ate like 4 of them, and that shit was good. It was good.
I don't know if I'd try and throw up.
How much thick butter was in it?
40 milligrams, which is probably enough to, if you've never smoked before, you'd probably green out, maybe, or you'd get really high to the point where you're like gripping onto the world.
That's the thing. I could not have a panic attack because it would be so upsetting. Because that amount of marijuana will give you a real panic attack. But
maybe you'll have the best fun of your life.
It depends on who you are
Yeah.
and what you're doing. But I would be so nervous that I was getting too high that it would probably ruin me. But this is what I've learned from my years with Minecraft potions is just that every time I do anything, there's always like 20 minutes where I'm like, this is too much. And then I always remind myself, it's going to stop. It's going to go away. Give it like another hour. You're going to be fine. And then I'm always fine.
Sometimes you can talk yourself down.
Yeah,
I've
gotten better at doing it. But sometimes like the thing that I got from New York, that stuff is just like, it just makes me sad and angry and I start questioning
That's crazy.
everything.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we can trade.
Anyway,
I'm throwing up.
You're throwing up?
Yeah, I'd probably throw up too.
Get this. You go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanic Uncle Joe Brandon is shitting and farting his ass out on the
I'm
toilet.
throwing up in the bathtub.
You're gonna go. No, the door's locked. Are you gonna ask him to unlock it?
Yeah.
And go in the
I'll
bathtub.
throw up in the sink if I have to.
There's someone doing dishes in the sink.
Move the dishes because it's gonna take me a while to throw up.
Nah, I'll just be like Uncle Joe. There's only one bathroom.
Yeah, they don't have that much money.
Okay, Uncle Joe, Brandon.
Also, you can go outside and throw up.
No,
yeah, I'll do that.
There's
What do you mean?
You're gonna let me say what's going on at Uncle Joe Brandon's house?
Tell me the bullshit. Yeah.
Well, out front there's a Christmas parade.
Yeah, the bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna go in the backyard.
But they got a backyard.
The backyard is just one glass sliding door, and it's like a 4x4 lot, and the family dog is outside as well, and you can't.
I'm a puke.
But everyone's watching.
If there's
you.
I don't
care.
Fine. This is my safety. If I have
Everyone's
a
gonna be
plastic
high.
bag, yeah.
Okay, well you threw
Plastic
up too
bag,
late.
Yeah.
Wait,
you threw
what?
up too late, and the edible hit.
Okay, so the edible really hits.
You're in the
scary.
kitchen.
That's
The
so
walls
scary.
start closing in.
No.
Your feet feel like they're sinking into the floor.
Also, we got railroaded into being high. We had no choice.
You start feeling your bones rub against your tendons.
I hate
in your
this.
body.
My
I
bones
don't
are
like
cold.
this.
You
They're
start to feel
itchy.
every pump of your heart rushing through your body.
This is a
every
great
vein.
PSA against drugs.
Your
I
heart
have
starts
to
to
say.
beat faster
no,
and faster.
No, I don't.
And
like
Aunt
this.
Santiago goes up to you and starts talking to you. Could you Cabeko and Lenove?
No. I honestly,
Could you? Sorry, what?
I would
Could
just,
you bake little
I would go upstairs, I would find a bed, and I would fall asleep.
She didn't eat any cookies.
What do you say to
fall
her?
asleep.
Go bake little loaf.
If I can speak English, I would just say, you know what? I'm not feeling well. I'm going to be back, and I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to fall asleep in the nearest bedroom, or I'm going to put on Ravel. I'm going to put on some classical music, and I am going to just wait it out.
You can't do that. You can't even move.
I'm gonna go.
No, you can't even walk.
I'm
Put
that
on
fucked up.
iCarly. I'm gonna watch iCarly. I'm gonna.
No, I'm going to close.
Eat some mochi.
I'm just going to close my eyes and pretend that I passed out. And if that concerns other people, and
no, you can't do that.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I absolutely can. I can.
Whose game is this?
I'm just closing my eyes. Are you just trying to give me a panic attack? What?
Okay,
do you want me to interact with my aunt?
No.
Here's
You
what
turn around.
Yes.
Well,
So
now
I can get up now.
No, you turn around.
Okay.
Santa Claus is there.
All right.
You're starting to wonder if
You're
the
losing your
weed
mind.
is laced.
No.
I
He's
would
really
be
insecure.
seeing Santa Claus.
He's like, listen, I'm really insecure about a lot. This is Santa Claus, by the
Oh,
way.
okay. Good voice.
Listen, I'm really insecure about a lot of things. Do you think that I'm a bad guy? Right?
Oh, so someone's like having they're starting to have like panic, and
What
now
do you
have
say?
to help them.
Apartiperdact.
No, if I'm at a
Robert
point where I'm saying apartiperdact, okay,
Kashmirga.
I'm bugging.
Robert Dips Cavern.
I'm tweaking. I'm just gonna be like, guys, I'm not well. I'm sick right now. I don't give a shit about what's going on. I'm taking care of myself, and I will leave.
Here's
Fuck it. I'd go to the emergency room.
No, you can't.
Here's what I'm gonna. Yeah, you can't. The parade is blocking.
You actually can't do anything.
It's blocking the roads. Here's what I'm gonna
I'm
do.
not interacting with
Here's
him.
what I'm gonna do. Santa, listen. You doing everything that you think you want, and it's right.
Mhm.
And I think you need to pay more attention to the people in the inner cities.
Mm,
But honestly,
all right.
I think you're doing good. Now grab him by the shoulder.
This is your high
Or
impression.
he's drunk. I forgot to mention this.
This
He's
is your
fucked up.
impression
Santa's
of being
fucked up.
high, right?
Santa's drunk. He's like, I'm so insecure, but Sammy, I love you.
Oh,
And I love you too, Chris.
Sammy, you're a good boy.
Thank you.
Sammy, what do you want for Christmas?
Can I get a Christmas pooper?
I'm sorry.
Sammy, and then he takes out his debit card. He's like, this is the North Pole debit card.
No.
I'm not supposed to whip this out.
No.
I'm
Put
not
that
supposed to-
back.
Thank you,
He's been a
Santa.
good boy, and it's time for naughty or nice. And I know how difficult it is for you people out here
do you need
to be
water?
to be like this. So take I'll deal with my account later. I'll deal with my accountant later.
Oh no.
What are you gonna buy? So what do you buy? Are you gonna take advantage of drunk Santa?
I am going to buy. I'm gonna buy Caroline a new whip. I'm gonna buy Caroline a Kia Soul.
I'm so fucked up. I don't know what's going
Plus
on.
10
Can
friendship
someone
points.
get me water?
I brought Caroline a car.
Can I
with
get
the debit
water?
card.
No,
I
you can't do that either.
I need water now. I'm asking Santa
And I bought
Claus
Caroline
for
some water.
Thank
Postmates
you.
7-Eleven.
Plus 20 friendship points for Sammy.
Thank you.
And then you turn around. It's Jesus.
Okay. At this point,
Hello.
if I can do this, if I'm this fucked up and I'm seeing Jesus Christ,
Jesus is drunk.
I'm putting on some headphones.
Oh, he got drunk off that water, huh?
I'm listening to Pink Floyd and I am sitting down in the middle of the room. I don't care. I'm just listening to music.
Caroline, I'm really insecure.
Jesus turned on the faucet and went, wine, 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 wine. Wine, wine.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
chug,
he's drunk too.
Chug.
He's
Okay.
drunk. He's like, Caroline, I'm really insecure that Christmas isn't about me anymore. And do you think that's selfish of me to really want Christmas to still be about me?
I just feel like, you already died for people's sins. You're being like a little dramatic about this.
You're a good girl.
I don't want
Ooh.
Jesus to say that to me.
And he's drunk,
You're
too.
a great gal.
That
that better?
sounds worse.
Great
gal
Would you
and
rather be called a good girl or a great gal by Jesus Christ himself?
Okay, gal is like old 50s misogyny. Great girl is like creepy weirdo.
Is gal
Gal is older. The
I thought it was more endearing. But
no, it
maybe
is.
I have no
It is
idea.
more endearing in that I'm like, oh, that's playful misogyny as opposed to you're a good girl, which is like,
Maybe say her name, Jesus. She has
Caroline,
one.
you're a great person.
yeah.
Thank you.
And what do you want for Christmas?
I'm
Here.
First
and
of
he takes out his.
first of all, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm Jewish. You're Jewish. Where's the menorah? Fuck off with the. I don't need gifts. We just need to make it through this night.
Well, no, because now, you can ask Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be like, because with Santa it has to be like something you can purchase with a debit card.
Yeah.
But with Jesus, you can now ask
Wish
for a
anything?
concept. You can ask for.
I'm gonna ask for the Matrix. And I'm gonna ask for the Matrix, and I have the ability to kill myself at any time. That's what I'd ask from Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
I fuck with that.
Which essentially what I'm asking is, I want to go to heaven now. Like conceptually speaking, I just asked Jesus to send me to heaven.
Nice.
And so Jesus smites me, and then I get to be put in that like weird little battery pod from the Matrix.
Okay. Well then, yeah, you guys died. That's why the Christmas is from hell, because you guys died.
No, but I went to heaven, literally.
Because you wished for heaven?
Because I wished for the Matrix.
And I bought her a car so she got to heaven quicker.
Yeah, I drove there.
And what about you? You're so kind and virtuous.
So I should go to heaven too?
No.
What does virtuous mean?
Virtuous means that you do things that is out of virtue.
That's like when you text someone and you click the predictive text words.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way I use it is, I probably don't know the definition, but I use it loosely as like selfless.
That's right. You're using it.
You probably use it like
then
that.
why are you pressing me?
Because
fuck you.
When we went to Buffet King and you got a fortune cookie, it's had the word virtuous in it, and I remember you were like, I don't know what that means in the context of the sentence. Yes. Because the way that the thing was written, it didn't make a lot of sense. So when you said virtuous, I was like, oh, that's in the vocabulary. That's so interesting.
In the vocabulary. Yeah, sounds like a good way to end the podcast. Thank you for listening to the Hypothetical Nonsense podcast, where everything is fake and nothing is real. And oh wow, follow us on Snap.
No,
don't know why.
Follow
this is like
my
maybe the fifth time you said Snapchat.
Follow us on
Google Maps.
Follow us on SoundCloud. All right, follow us on Instagram, Today Friends Best. TikTok, Today Friends Best. Best Friends Today on YouTube. Yeah.